Way back in 1991, our next guest was flinging it down the field at the skills competition. Look at that one. I think that was for the win, right? The bullseye for the win, 60
that was
yards
the
down
win.
the field.
Yeah, that was the win right there.
There he is. Dan Marino. Nice shorts, too, by the way.
Cash,
you still wear those shorts in the summertime?
They're Zubas. Yeah.
Zubas. Remember the Zubas?
The Zubas, yeah.
The NFL quarterback club had Zubas everywhere.
And and that was the quarterback challenge. It was in Hawaii, which was always a lot of fun. You take your family out there, get to throw the ball around a little bit, and yeah. So I won it all in that last throw. Sometimes you got to make a throw.
That was the same year. That was when you beat Steve DeBerg on that throw, I believe, right?
Yes,
and you had beat Steve DeBerg in the playoff game, I believe that
year too,
right?
Yeah. He had a rough month.
How is Steve DeBerg even in that competition, though? No disrespect to Steve Berg, but he's not one of the best quarterbacks of the era, especially in '91.
I know. So he was a member because he was I think because he played so long. You know, he was in it. Yeah.
I got to catch a pass of Dan at quarterback challenges when I was there with my dad as a young kid. Before Dan would go out and do the competition, he would hey, Chris, get over there, and he'd throw me some lasers.
Got to warm up, warm up a little bit,
real quick. And I was like, I'm catching. I mean, screw Phil Sims. I'm catching.
That's my man,
Dan Marino.
So how old was he the first time you encountered this guy?
You got to tell me. I mean, it's 91.
I was 11.
91. So 11 years old.
Yeah.
Okay.
What was he like?
Yeah, he was okay. I mean, I didn't know.
He always used to ask my dad, though. I know when he was like, "Is he any good?
Yeah.
Can he throw it?
Can he throw it?
Yeah.
You always say, yeah, he can sling it.
Yeah.
He can sling it.
When you see all these guys now, you got Drew Brees throwing for 5,000 yards every other year. I mean, your record stood for years before Brees broke it. How many yards would you have in today's game with today's rules?
So the best part about this is I don't have to prove it, so I'm going to say like 6,000, 60 touchdowns. But it is, I would say it is probably a lot easier to throw it now, and people are throwing it more too. So that's another factor as far as, the yards and there's, the run after catch, the whole thing, the bubble screens. They're usually we didn't do it a lot.
You didn't get cheap completions.
Yeah, we didn't do a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
You throw a screen, but not the bubble screens like they do now.
Yeah, I've always made that defense with you and guys like John Elway because, Peyton Manning at the end of his career, he'd be 9 for 10. And you go, hey, he didn't throw a ball for over 5 yards to start the game.
It's all on the line of scrimmage.
And that wasn't part of his game in general. But, I mean, I think the big thing, too, at what point of your career did you feel like your arm was just in peak physical condition, and at what point of your career did you feel like it started to go oh, okay, damn, I got to start warming up?
Yeah, you know what? I felt pretty good about throwing the ball throughout my whole career. Really, what stopped for me was my legs. Being able to get the drops I wanted, the timing in my drops. But my arm, even after I retired, I felt like I could still sling it around pretty good and throw it. And I think that's. You look at all the quarterbacks as time goes on, if they can keep their legs in shape, and I mean, Brady's only had really one bad injury, and Drew Brees has always been able to move around pretty good, and Aaron Rodgers, and as long as that's there, they're going to be able to throw the football around.
Do you think it's like the quarterback rules? Do you ever look and go, man, I think I could have played 5 more years if they had all these rules to protect the quarterback at that point?
There would have been some less hits, that's for sure.
Yeah,
there's no doubt, and the rules have changed in that, and I can understand it. You want to try to keep your quarterbacks healthy because they're such a big part of the game, and as far as just the franchise, I mean, that's the guy guy you're relying on each and every week, so you want to keep them healthy. I understand the rules part, but it is totally different.
Yeah. We were talking earlier about the Patriots possibly getting to a point at some point coming up where they have to make a decision as to whether or not they're going to keep Tom Brady. Would Tom Brady play somewhere else? You had an opportunity to play in Minnesota after you were done in Miami. How close did you come to doing that?
Pretty close. I did. I really thought about it. Also, I could have went to Pittsburgh too, and that would have been fun.
That would have been something.
Bill Cowher called me a couple days after I was a free agent, and so I thought about it, and I just think it was some of the health issues, some leaving, my kids going up there, changing schools, all that stuff. So, that was probably more of a factor. I probably could have played a couple more years.
If you went to Minnesota, fanboy over here, he would have had your jersey. Or if
I can get you one if you want.
Or if he didn't
we can make one up.
If you didn't have a good year, though, he might have really hated on you too. So
you never know. Kirk Cousins won't come on this week. Kirk Cousins is coming nowhere near this stage. I won't let him. Did it bug you that the Steelers didn't draft you? Was that something that you carried around in your head for a while?
I think in general, when you look back, because I thought I would be picked higher than I was. Yeah, so it's like, yeah, you want to show these guys, hey, I should have been picked, but I didn't carry it around long. It's one of those things. I was fortunate to go to Miami with a team that just came from the Super Bowl the year before they lost, so we had some players, and I think it helped me as far as my young career was concerned and how I developed pretty quickly.
And then you got to beat him in an AFC Championship game.
Oh, yeah,
so
yeah,
I'm sure
yeah,
that
next
probably
year
you're like,
after.
all right, eat that. You know?
And Jack Lambert was on that team, and Donnie Shell. Yeah, so it was pretty cool.
All right,
go ahead. Go ahead.
Sorry, the young quarterback in the league right now. I mean, Patrick Mahomes had a Dan Marino year this year. I mean, second year, 50 touchdowns, 5,000 yards. I mean, what's your impressions of him?
He's exciting to watch. He's when you looked at him in college and looked at him on tape, he's like, wow, this kid's he's throwing it from the hip, he's throwing it all different arm angles and going down the field, and I just enjoy watching him. I love watching quarterback play like that when he feels like he can make any throw at any time. I mean, it's pretty cool to watch.
Why do you think more teams weren't on him 2 years ago? It wasn't really clear where he was going to go in round one. There was a cluster of guys entering. Deshaun Watson, where he's going to go. Where's Mahomes going to go? Where's Trubisky going to go? And now in hindsight, you find out there were several teams that were kind of secretly like, we really, really, really wanted this guy. Why wasn't he regarded by everyone as a can't-miss prospect?
I don't know. I think sometimes, you overanalyze things as far as, technique and, because the way his style of play, maybe that's what it was, Oh, well, he sometimes he doesn't, square his body up to throwing out, and he throws across his body. But at the end of the day, it's about results, and that kid can make throws from any angle. And so maybe they just, maybe overcoach it or overanalyze it.
Yeah, right. And plus it's Texas Tech, and they're all scared of that. Like, oh, gosh, this is the offense, whatever it is.
He's throwing some bubble screens.
Yeah, right. He's throwing some bubble screens.
But he can throw anything.
But with Mahomes, you throw everything out the window that you ever thought about a quarterback. It doesn't matter if you have a base. It doesn't matter if you do the drop perfectly. It doesn't matter if your hips are right. That guy can put his arm in any position from here down to here and make the throw. Even if we had to throw 50 yards down the field, no feet were on the ground. It wasn't the wrong foot. It was no feet. He was completely in the air, but he's got so much strength in that arm that he can get away with anything.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I mean, and then maybe that's why he didn't, get the play as being a top 5 pick or something, but at the same time, it makes it work.
When you think of when you think of great throwers of all time, who are the names that first come to your mind, like where you just go, just talk about the throwing aspect, because you are without a doubt one of the most gifted throwers, quickest releases, beautiful spiral. You want me to keep going?
Yeah, keep going. I enjoy it, man.
I mean, there was nothing like as a young kid watching you just sling the ball around.
So I mean, to me, Elway was someone that always, can flat out throw it and throw it deep, make all the throws with velocity and accuracy. And Joe Montana didn't have the big arm, but man, he had the velocity and the accuracy and all that stuff. And I guess as a kid growing up, grew up as a Steeler fan, so Terry Bradshaw was a guy, and Joe Namath back in the day. Loved watching Joe play and his style of play.
Western PA guys.
Yes. Right. And then today it's Aaron Rodgers. I mean, Aaron Rodgers can just flat out throw it, man.
He's like you. I feel like his motion's a lot like you.
He gets out quick, and he got velocity, he got everything.
Yeah, right. I'm with you there.
Before we let you go, you got a product that I need to know about after a week of junk food and going out to every restaurant, and then Super Sunday in the press box with all the food. I'm getting a little soft, I know. So tell me what I need to start on Monday.
So first of all, it's Nutrisystem, and I've been working with them for 13 years, and it's about men's dieting and Nutrisystem for men. Actually, in the day after the Super Bowl, Monday, it's called Super Monday, is the biggest diet decision day for men during the year. So think about Nutrisystem. I lost 22 pounds on it. It's been a great relationship for a lot of years. So Nutrisystem for men, yes. Yeah. Super Monday.
I'm going to need it myself. All right, we're going into what we're calling this the fish bowl, but since it's you, we'll call it the dolphin bowl, okay?
Yeah, what is it?
Go ahead. We're just random
questions. Find out he wrote the question, so God only knows what's coming out of there.
Questions,
I don't have my glasses on.
Oh, I can read it for you? That's good. This is great. I'm reading for Dan Marino. Where would you like to retire and why? I think he's already there.
Yeah. Retire, but I don't think you ever want to retire. You always want to do something and be active and be involved in some way. Where I would retire, right where I'm at, Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah.
But
That was too easy.
Yeah, that was way too easy.
We got a minute left, but you're really not retired because you're helping the Dolphins
Sure.
right now. How hard is it for you to help the Dolphins find the next Dan Marino?
That's a tough question because I did have a lot of success there, and it's so important nowadays to have a guy that you can rely on each and every week. And Ryan's been our guy for a long time. We'll see where that goes with a new coach, and you don't know what that's going to be. But I feel. It was tough on him the past couple of years because of his injuries, because he was, really playing at a really high level there when he started to get hurt.
Yeah.
Well, Dan, we appreciate seeing you as always.
Appreciate
We'll check out Nutrisystem, and I mean it. There's going to be time for
it.
You got it.
Yeah.
I always get in the rings discussion, right? And I always defend you because I hate that crap. And I go,
Oh, and he does too.
Are we
going
to say Phil Sims is better than Dan Marino because he's got a ring? And I say,
You're supposed to say it's because your dad, man. It's your dad.
But I just want you to know that.
We got to go.
Man in my book, man.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.